Welcome to Pod Watcher, the official podcast of Watcher Entertainment. I'm Ryan Bergara.
I'm Shane Madej.
And I'm Stephen Lim.
And this is a show where we chat about whatever's on our minds every week. This week we dive into that crazy Wonka experience. I know it's late, but that's okay. I don't know a lot about it, so I'm going to find out.
Pajamas Part 3.
And Malaysian cafes.
And as always, if you're watching this over on youtube.com/watcherpodcast, make sure you give this the old subscribe and like. It does help us keep making this podcast. And if you're listening to this, make sure you rate the podcast 5 stars and subscribe there as well. We do appreciate it. It helps us keep the show alive. And at the time of this recording, we are at 98.6 thousand subscribers. So if we've reached 100 by then, thank you for that.
Thank you.
And if we haven't, let's get
How
it going.
dare you?
Let's get it going.
Pick up
Thank
the
you
pace,
either
folks.
way.
But anyways, let's get into it.
Okay.
And I do realize the Wonka thing is like very late in terms of the internet. That happened, what, like 3 weeks ago?
Well, it's 2 or 3 weeks ago, yeah. Well, yeah, at the point this comes out, yeah.
It'd be like 3 weeks.
Well, I have no idea what you're talking about. So,
Steven actually thought I was talking about the film. I know the broad strokes. There was
We're getting right into it, huh?
I think we should just get into it. Let's talk about the Wonka thing. Apologies if this
I
is
just
well
watched
tread
the
ground.
film, and I rarely get a chance to watch the film when we're talking about it.
Let's talk about
the film
Let's
first.
talk about the film first.
I want to hear about the film.
I love the film.
You love
Film's
the
good.
film? You like the
I
film?
really enjoyed it. I like musicals.
You like the film?
It's a
Big fan?
lovely film.
Big fan.
Okay.
You know, I don't want to be this guy,
All right.
but I'm going to be this guy.
You always are. You always are.
Thought it looked good from the jump. And I had
yeah.
faith in Paul King.
No.
And everyone was like, this is going to stink.
Wait, why? The trailer? I thought the trailer was good.
Trailer. Well, look,
I remember you
look.
specifically telling me the trailers looked bad.
I said, I don't know if Timmy can do it, but I think it's going to be good
You
because
said
Paul King.
on the show
Yeah.
that it's hard to make a trailer out of that movie
Yeah.
because his performance is not.
It's
that-
weird.
Yeah.
It's a weird performance that
So
grows
I think
on
you
you.
were on record as saying that you're not sure the trailer.
You thought-
was good.
I think it's a bad trailer for a movie that I thought will probably be pretty good.
Maybe I'm the minority here, and maybe because I
You
don't
like the
watch
trailer?
movies,
You're like,
but
I
I
love
was like, oh, this trailer made me want to watch the movie.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
The trailer was...
I watched the movie because I saw the trailer.
And no disrespect meant to the trailer
Dang.
editor. I will say, though, that the trailer did not
Tough
do the movie
trailer.
a great service.
What?
trailer.
But I
Wow.
remember having conversations with you and I where I was like, I don't know about this. Like, kind of in the vein of like, does this need to exist? Though I will say, you did say, Paul King, I'm hopeful. But it was never like, this is going to be great.
There seems to be like I understand like the fatigue of mining properties that exist.
Yes.
I think, yeah, not everything needs to, but there are people who are just like, what are we going to learn about Wonka? And I was like, I don't know. Let's find out. Let's find out what we learn about the little guy.
I think in general, the internet is angry about things and say
Yeah, you gotta chill
they'll
out.
say they'll do things and then they just never do them. Like that whole crowd that's like, why isn't there more original films? And then a great original film comes out and Lisa Frankenstein and no one sees it.
Sarah saw it. 2 thumbs down.
Really?
Yeah, everybody I know who saw that.
Did you see it?
I heard it was good.
You didn't see it.
You didn't see it?
But I'm not one of the people that's like, we need more original films. I like tentpole films.
Okay, listeners, I want you to do something real quick. Head to Google and search your name and email. What do you see? Ryan, Steven, do you remember when we did this a few weeks ago?
I do.
And what did you see?
Nothing I liked.
Steven?
Yeah. I hated my info just displayed like so much laundry on a clothesline.
Oh, yeah, and you got a lot of dirty laundry, baby.
Yeah, see your big old
some,
undies
some
up there.
dirty, some clean.
Some dirty.
Actually, somebody just randomly found an article that I wrote in 6th grade.
Oh, I thought you meant you found a random article of clothing in your laundry.
No.
That'd be scary.
And I was like, let's take that down.
Well, I think we all agree that it's very icky just feeling like, your info could be out there for the wrong people to get a hold of. Now, data brokers sell your information to scammers, spammers, and anyone else who might want to target you. Your full name, email, home address, health records, your relatives. It's all out there, baby. That's why I've been using Aura, the sponsor of today's video. Aura shows me which data brokers are selling my precious information and automatically submits opt-out requests for me. Cleaning up my information not only helps reduce the amount of spam I get, but it protects me from hackers who could use that information to help them access my social media accounts, bank accounts, and other sensitive information. Aura also does so much more to protect me and my family from online threats that I can't see. It's really easy to set up, so I don't have to download several different apps to get things like antivirus, VPN, password management, parental controls, identity theft insurance, and more. I get everything at one affordable price. Now, you may already have one or two of those tools already, but not having Aura is like locking the front door and leaving the back door wide open. Aura is always on, doing the hard work of keeping me safe so I can focus on other tasks with peace of mind. I value my privacy, and I value yours, and yours, and yours. Talking to Ryan and Steven there.
Yeah.
You can
Not
go
the viewers and
Oh,
listeners?
no, I pointed to them as well.
Oh, okay. I didn't see
And you, listener. And speaking of you can go to aura.com/watcher to start your 2-week free trial. Also linked below in the description. Stop data brokers from exposing your personal information. Go to our sponsor, https://aura.com/watcher to get a 14-day free trial and see how much of your information is being sold. Thank you, Aura, for offering this service and for sponsoring our show. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you, Aura.
I was actually surprised you guys liked it because I did like it as well. I was surprised that I don't know anything about Timothée Chalamet.
You don't even know his name.
I don't even know his name, but
You must call him chamomile.
he can sing.
Yeah,
The
chamomile
boy can
tea.
sing. I mean, he was singing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's well done. It's Paul King. He directed all the two Paddington films. He's not directing the third, sadly, but I'd follow that man into hell
Because he's doing Wonka.
He's
Is there a Wonka?
He said he wants to do another Wonka.
No, I
Well,
said he's
but he
not
wanted
doing
to.
Paddington 3 because of Wonka.
Yeah.
Is it like a pre-Wonka, like an Oompa Loompa Wonka?
You saw it.
No. Like what is the next?
He said he wants to do another Wonka.
Like what
I
is the
think
next
Timmy
part of
said that too,
Wonka
but I
here?
don't-
We have the prequel, which is Wonka.
Well, he just got his factory, my dear boy.
Oh, that's fair.
Spoilers.
That's fair.
that's true. He did get his factory.
Wow,
You know,
that
his whole
movie's
factory.
already-
Is there another story? I guess it would be kind of cool to show the first guests that go into the factory and that got him to his demented state.
It's tricky because it's tough to, and I've never read the book. I've read a lot of Roald Dahl, but I never read any Charlie
Same.
growing up.
Oh, interesting.
You know, I don't know. It seemed to be mining way more from the book than the original movie. But yeah, like what is the bridge between him becoming, you know, sort of a weird shut-in?
Well, I mean, there's that crazy scene in the original, there's no knowing where we're going when
Yeah,
he's like torturing children on that boat. I wonder what got him to that point. So I would be interested in exploring that.
It's a full
story.
life, you know? A lot
is.
could happen to him.
It is a full life.
Really wonderful stuff.
It's a
great
good
fun.
movie. I just love musicals. I always have loved musicals.
I saw
wish-
it right
wish I'd do more.
before I left for the holidays at the Chinese theater. Was not a packed house, but the people who were there, this was probably like 50 people or so, which is not a lot for the
Yeah.
Chinese theater.
No,
Everybody was just hooting and hollering, clapping.
that's a great audience. Chinese theater. If you want to watch a movie in elite atmosphere in LA on an opening night, Grauman's Chinese Theater does not get.
Matt just went there for the first time the other night with me. We went to see Tenet.
Yeah.
It's fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah,
Not the movie.
Not the movie, but the atmosphere.
No, I
is
loved it. Yeah,
unmatched.
I loved it.
Finally seeing Tenet in a theater made me realize that I don't like Tenet as much as I thought I did.
Oh, I'm gonna kill you, dude. I'm gonna fucking kill you because you argued with me for so long about it. You're like, you just didn't get it, and I was like,
No, I never said you didn't get it because I don't get it. I think it's impossible to track. And
yes.
I still admire it a lot, but it was funny because when I watched it at home, we had subtitles on the first time we watched it. And I was like, oh, in some of these scenes, it's pretty hard to hear what they're saying. Like when they're on the foils,
Yeah.
and there's a few other scenes where we were like, what are they saying? But we all watched, we watched it at home. We turned on the subtitles. We rewound when we had to and discussed what a free port was and why it was factoring into the plot. And then when we watched it in the theater, I was like, oh, I can't understand the dialogue for most of this movie.
Yeah.
The mixing throughout the entire film is horrible.
Now, do you have a little more sympathy for me who watched it at the
Yes.
first time in a theater?
Knowing that you saw that in a theater for the first time and could not rewind or put on subtitles, even rewatching this film that I've probably seen 3 or 4 times at home.
Yeah.
And studied.
And studied extensively.
Because you have to.
You know what's
Um,
embarrassing? By the way, too,
I was not tracking some of it.
for those of you who are doing the math about when I would have seen this in theaters. Before, I'm just going to get ahead of it.
You rented a theater.
So
with your friends.
me and my 9 buddies, we that's what's embarrassing about this. We quarantined did that little AMC rent-a theater, which was like incredibly affordable
I
at
don't
that
think it's
time.
embarrassing. It was a time when people wanted to see a big blockbuster.
But we made a huge stink about making this an event so that we could see it in theater and see it as the cinema
That's cool,
intended.
though.
Back to the movies.
That's cool.
And then we saw the film. It was the only movie we saw during the pandemic, and we were just like, "What the fuck was that?" Like we thought maybe it was
but
because
you couldn't have known. You know, it's a new Christopher Nolan movie is very exciting.
I will say though, over time, I don't think it's a good film.
I think it's a good film.
I don't think it's a good film.
What?
Wait, what are you saying now?
You said you think it's a good film?
Yeah. I said when I watched it in theaters, I
So I
realized I
think you're
don't like it
trolling.
as much as I thought I did.
Then, wait, am I
Listen to the words that I'm saying.
Am I crazy, or did you start this with saying I saw it? I don't think it's as good as I thought.
No, I said I didn't like it as much as I thought I did. I love Tenet. I love it 80% as much as I thought I did after seeing it in theaters.
I feel like
But
I'm
you
being
still love
gaslit.
Guys,
I don't
No,
know.
I
me
follow.
liking a movie doesn't mean I think it's a perfect film. Me seeing it in theaters realized it has more issues than I thought it did. A movie can have issues and I can
Yeah.
still think it's a good movie.
Well, I was on my way to saying that I actually don't think it's a good film, but I do appreciate it for what it is in the swings it took.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, no,
But it's not a good
weekend.
film. I think saying it's a good film is a crazy thing to say.
A big word coming off of Oscars.
Wait,
weekend.
no, let's make the delineation though. Do you
What?
think it's a good film or do you like the film? Those are two different things.
It's a good movie.
And he called it a movie.
And he said, "I love it."
I don't understand that. I don't think it's a good film.
Well, I don't know what. Okay, that's fine.
But it's a crazy film.
Wonka.
Well,
Let's get back to Wonka.
Yeah.
Wonka Glasgow,
So
which is your topic.
So Ryan's talking about the Wonka incident that occurred in Glasgow a few weeks ago.
where we're going to be, by the
and
way.
we're going to be there. We're doing a live show in Glasgow because next month we're going to be ghost hunting overseas in beautiful United Kingdom.
It's going to be great.
Woo.
It's kind of weird to plug a live show when we can't sell tickets for it. It's kind of a
Sold out, folks.
It's a
You guys have
thing to
only
do.
done that, by the way, ever. Like even on this podcast.
Only plugged
Only
shows that
plugged-
sold
yeah.
out. That's I don't know. Is that so?
Maybe the only one was the Vegas one that you guys were like, "Oh, we can still buy Vegas tickets."
Yeah.
Oh,
But
yeah.
even then, it was like almost sold out.
We're bad at promo. I don't know what to tell you, man.
Look, these things
You
sell
o-
like hotcakes.
You only
baby.
promote things that are sold out, and don't promote things that we need to actually promote.
That's fair.
And we
That's fair.
recently hired a PR person to help us with some of this stuff because we have no idea what's
We're a bit
going
of a
on.
wild card.
Anyway,
Well, anyway, we're going to be in Glasgow, and I'm very excited. Very, very excited. Never been to Scotland.
Neither have I. I'm very stoked. We just had a great time over in Texas.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That
we're-
sounded sarcastic. We actually did have a good time.
Well, your
already-
face looked like it was 1,000 yards.
Well, the reason why it was 1,000-yard stare, and this is actually a little bit of a tease.
Oh boy.
Anyways, we'll move
well,
on.
I was surprised. Just a quick note on that. I had asked Ryan how the trip went, and you said fantastic, which I was like, I've never heard you use that word to describe a Ghost Files trip.
I was
in my
also
life.
buzzing after the episode. I was like, this is going to be good.
It's going to be a good episode.
Okay,
We'll talk about it on a future
a
episode.
little treat.
Today's episode is sponsored by Microdose Gummies, and listeners, these are a Pod Watcher favorite. There's absolutely nothing better than that beautiful space between amped up and well rested, where your body is relaxed, but your mind is at ease and perfectly in the moment. Anyway, Microdose Gummies can help you get into this wonderful zone and stay there longer. Microdose Gummies deliver perfect entry-level doses of THC that help you feel just the right amount of good. And people are finding all sorts of things that microdosing can benefit, from workout recovery, boosting creativity, spicing up the sex life. What do you think about that? Trust me, we love these gummies and you're going to as well. Get 30% off your first order plus free shipping today at microdose.com, promo code WATCHER. It's available nationwide. That's microdose.com, promo code WATCHER for 30% off and free shipping. Microdose.com. Promo code WATCHER. But yeah, the basics. Here's what I know about the glass. I got to make sure I say this word right by the time I get to the UK.
I think you
Or in
really want to
Scotland.
hit that, almost like
Glasgow.
a Z in there. Glasgow.
Glasgow.
Glad.
I'm starting a little
feels right.
Russian.
Glasgow.
I'm sounding a little Russian there. Glasgow.
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 Apologies to our Scottish.
Our
Like,
Glasgow.
how do I refund these tickets?
We want to nail it before we get there.
But yeah, there was a Willy Wonka experience in Glasgow. And
That's
from what I know, it was marketed as this big event where you could like have interactive elements. You could see at parts of the chocolate factory. There was food and drink and stuff like that. And then when
And the posters, you've seen the posters.
the posters looked fantastic. It looked
all AI generated horse shit.
Yeah, but if you're like an unsuspecting family, you're seeing what you think is going to be there.
Yeah.
And if you look at that, it looks like
they're not paying attention to AI and what it's,
No, they're
like,
looking at, there's like, oh my God, dude. They're looking
I'm
at,
going to try and do a Glaswegian accent.
no, they're basically looking at it and being like, holy shit, I get to go inside the chocolate factory. That looks fantastic.
Mhm.
Not realizing that it was in fact an AI poster, which was kind of a foreshadowing of what the event was like. Anyways, people get there.
And a nice, all-encompassing sort of representation of AI art endeavors in general.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Hollow.
Hollow.
But the thing is, they got there and it was pretty much a hollowed out building and with shitty backdrops that were like peeling off. Remember in college when you would get like a sports figure on your wall? It was like a fat head. Remember those, Steven? It was kind of like that.
When I would visit your apartment and see all of them everywhere.
Yeah. Just it was basically kind of versions of that, except the size of the background of this, and it just looked really
it was like
bad.
a giant wall, and they had clearly like printed on, like gotten nice canvas prints of like a candy factory-esque wonderland, and they had. I mean, the thing, we've printed stuff here at Watcher. Those are expensive. They printed like a, I don't know, 9x5 or something. So it was like big-ish.
Yeah.
But it was on a giant wall and it was just sort of like taped to it or hanging up. So it didn't
look like a child's birthday
as
party.
immersive experiences go. it's really not that.
It looked like when you're driving by a park and you see a child's birthday party in the park and they have a bunch of decorations hung up.
Yeah.
It kind of looked like someone was having a Wonka themed child birthday party, but charging people, it was like $40 or $70 or something to get in.
Yeah, something like that.
Anyways, it was a disaster. And as time has gone on, more details have come out from the people that were not only there, but the the actors that were in the actual experience as well. And that's where I have not caught up. I only saw the headlines of like, holy shit, this thing was a disaster. And then I just thought, oh, flavor of the week kind of thing, internet, that was it. And then as just the weeks have gone on, more funny things have come out. And I'm not up to speed on those. So before we started recording this, I did ask Shane if he knew, because I'm curious.
I don't know if I know a ton about the interviews. Like I caught the highlights. From what I've gathered, I forgot the production companies. The company that put it on. It's a weird name. It's a very odd name. But the essentially they used AI to like write copy for like what, like you can read it and you're like, okay, this was written by a computer.
House of Illuminati.
The House of Illuminati. Sure.
Nice, dude.
Yeah. And even if you go to the website for the event, which I hope is still up, like all the ads for it and the stuff that because they used AI to generate that too, it's got like nonsense words on it.
Like Simish?
Yeah. Wait.
Simlish.
Do you have any of the, Matt, can you pull up some of the,
I'm looking at
or look for the House of
Willie's Chocolate Experience.
Were they trying?
.com.
So was this like just like a random company wanted to put together a Wonka type
Yes.
experience?
And
Yeah, unrelated completely.
And then they like decided to just not spell check, fact check.
Yes.
I don't
Any of the
think they
copy,
were
any
really expecting. Well, I don't know. I think they expected people to go. I just don't think they expected it to get online and then people to call them out.
I see.
Because they basically like swindled all these people.
I see.
And the family members were like, there is reports of kids crying there just because
Oh
they're
my
like,
gosh.
what the hell is this? One of the things I did see was they had original characters, which were clearly made by AI as well.
And this is unfortunately where I do have to acknowledge that they really knocked it out of the park.
What?
They made this character called the Unknown, which is not in the Wonka films or the canon.
It's the unknown. What is that? What is
Wait, so I don't know anything beyond just the character description. It was just that he's the villain of the chocolate
You've not
factory.
seen the video?
I haven't seen anything.
Okay. The day it happened was really wonderful because like bit by bit, all of these like little snippets of it were coming out. It was a very slow drop of information.
This is a good way to do this podcast. We should do topics that we want other people to tell us more about, because then I could just learn about it.
And I'd like to say this is, in a way, it's sort of my culture, because in Schaumburg, Illinois, in my hometown of Schaumburg. I forgot what year it was, 2011, 2012, 2013. There was a unofficial Tumblr convention. I think it was Tumblr based, called DashCon, which was sort of like it was like the early iteration of this, where it was supposed to be this like
DoorDash convention.
Huge, no, just Tumblr.
Huh.
Supposed to be this huge like Tumblr convention. They had all these promises for all these experiences, and then there was a very famous photo for like people got there and there was like nothing. It was like an empty hall. There was a ball. Have you ever seen the photo of the ball pit?
No.
The DAFCON ball pit is a...
Did you go to this?
No, I was monitoring it the day it occurred because I was working at the public access place. Nice. And I really was like, I kind of want to go over there and check this out. But I just, I was working at the time. So I couldn't go over there. But the photo, let me pull up the ball pit. Oh God, this is stunning.
Wait, it's just a warehouse.
This is a convention center.
Wait, no way.
Yeah.
Yo, that's incredible.
That's stunning.
Honestly, how did they rent out that space?
That is at the Schaumburg Renaissance Hotel and Convention Center.
It's a pretty big space.
It is.
One ball pit.
It's a huge convention center. Yeah.
And for the listeners, it's a one tiny ball pit in the center of a massive warehouse.
Imagine a kiddie pool, a blow-up kiddie pool inside a massive warehouse. Was that the main attraction, or was that not even?
I don't know what else was there at the.
There was a bounce house.
There was a bounce house.
Sick.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find this other. Okay, here's one of the ads for the Wonka thing with the text on it that just makes no sense. It says, "Enshrining entertainment."
What?
Promising, because it was written by. This was generated by AI, and AI like you'll be like put some text in, and it like can't spell.
What the fuck?
So at the bottom of the ad, it promises. And you can kind of tell what it's going for here. Catgacading, live performances with 2 R's in there, Karchi Tons, Exarcer Dre lollipops, and a paradise of sweet teats.
Okay, what? I have a new take on this that might be controversial.
You think this was all intentional?
No, I mean maybe, but I'm saying these were I imagine the ads that got people to be swindled into buying tickets.
Yeah, like these.
You know what?
The website might be down right now, but it was up like the days following this.
It's still up, but it is as of 3/11.
I mean, with scams in general, I've heard that the way they operate is they actually dumb down the scam so that the people who fall for it are the ones who would actually go through with it. And so, like people who don't catch the spelling errors, don't catch that kind of thing.
That's giving them a lot of credit.
That's not even spelling errors, though. Those are made up words.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I did not know those ads existed. Now I feel like 10% less bad for these families.
Right. Yeah. Like,
because it's like, how do you see an ad like that and show up and be like, I can't believe it wasn't 10 out of 10. Yeah. What the hell? I thought there was going to be cacacating here.
Where's my sweet teats?
I was promised sweet teats. What the fuck?
Yeah, the other, I'm trying to think what else, I know some of the actors who were there doing it had said like they got, I wanted to say the slow drip of information was great because there's a shot of the unknown, character, the unknown.
Who looks like a Death Eater.
Looks like a Death Eater, peeks out from behind a mirror, and it's like a 3-second clip where Willy Wonka's
I've seen a frame of it, I didn't realize.
What is that? It's the unknown.
No fucking way, dude. Do we have the audio?
And then like 5 hours later, someone was like, I found a longer video. And there's just like 3 extra seconds at the top of the video where Willy Wonka's like, what's this way?
You know what this is too? And I hope this will appeal. Well, let's listen to this clip first.
I'm pulling it up here. It's
I can't wait. I honestly cannot wait.
Now, I think the unknown, while Matt pulls that up, I think the unknown stemmed from, so the actors had said like the night before, they were given like 15 pages of dialogue each that were clearly written by AI. And they were like, memorize as much of this as you can, but otherwise just improvise.
Okay.
So I'm sure in one of those, it was like, Willie and there's descriptions of each experience where it's like, this is the lemonade room. You walk into the room and rivers of lemonade greet you. There was no lemonade. It was just like a fold out table with like cups of lemonade on it and no other. Okay, here's the unknown.
What is that? It's the unknown.
The girl crying at the end is so good, dude. Is there a reason why the unknown is pop locking?
I don't know. Just trying to make the best out of a
I'm just kind of curious why he's doing that.
For the first like 3 hours of the day when I saw that clip, I thought the character's name was The Ender.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's metal.
Well, if someone popped out from behind a mirror and started pop locking like Lupita and Us, then I'd be fucking scared too. But the thing is, I also, the reason people are probably wondering, like, how the fuck did you not catch on this? And I don't know if this is the case for all of you listeners or watchers out there. But sometimes the internet moves so fast and the information is just kind of like almost like what's the expression? Trying to drink water out of a fire hose.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
You know, it's just like too much. If you miss the initial wave
if you're
of it,
offline
and it's hard to catch up to the point where you could be in on it. And I just saw so many people sending the memes and stuff that I was just like, I was overwhelmed to the point where I was like, I'll just look into this all when it's
Sometimes you
done.
got to sit out, you know?
I sat out and I was like, I'll get filled in later.
I remember one day, it was like I was busy, we were shooting something, and then like that evening I was checking Twitter and everyone was like, Bean Dad this, Bean Dad that. I was like,
I missed that one
I don't got time for Bean Dad today.
I honestly miss a lot of these waves and I usually catch them later. I wait. I'll let everyone catch that first wave and I'll sit back on my boogie board and I'll wait. I'll catch it later at my own little speed. A smaller one, no doubt.
I love boogie boarding.
But still, gets right to the sand. I get home.
That's right. Yeah, he gets there.
Honestly, you don't want to catch a big wave when you're on a boogie board because then it could slam you into the sand and you scratch your belly.
Disagree.
Yeah.
You scratch your belly and your chest.
If you're
One
not
time it
good at
almost
boogie
ripped my
boarding.
nipples clean off my chest.
Is that so?
Yeah. It was like a cheese grater.
But they're still there.
It's like my body was cheese.
Yeah. I love boogie boarding.
I did too until I had one real bad fall.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what else to say about that. I'm excited. I wish they would like restage it when we're in Glasgow, or maybe if I would love to have them on our live show.
That would be great. We should have the unknown come out.
Have the unknown come out and scare the.
I mean, it's not IP. We could just get the same costume.
That's right.
They did apologize.
It kind of looks a little bit like
They apologized yesterday?
Yeah.
Did they? But they said they were issuing like refunds to everyone. Did they do that too?
Yeah.
They always say they will, and they never do. I'll tell you that right now.
If they do it though, it's pretty noble.
They will not. I guarantee you, they will not
pretty
refund
noble.
people. No, they're not going to.
I saw people saying,
especially now that I know the families were duped by that very
but-
convincing ad.
I saw people saying that they hoped if they do another Wonka that the unknown is in it.
That would be really good.
Wait, do you know the description for the unknown?
No.
An evil chocolate maker who lives in the walls.
I was about to say, doesn't him having a character description defeat the purpose of it called the unknown?
Yeah.
But now hearing the description, they nailed it.
Yeah. Who lives in the walls.
Dude, Wallman. He's the fucking original Wallman.
I got some information. Willie McDuff is the character because it's not Willy Wonka, it's Willie's Chocolate Factory.
Yeah. And they were like rationing, they were giving people like 2 jelly beans each.
I remember that. I did see.
I
saw.
Sip of lemonade.
That's where this is from, where they ran out of jelly beans?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I've heard that story before.
And nothing but respect for the actors who were doing it because they just sort of showed up. I know in the interviews, some of them were like, yeah, we were, we thought it was fucked up, but all these kids were there and we wanted to at least try our best to have, give them a fun
real
time.
showman.
These are
it's not their fault.
showmen.
It's like if you hire like a Spider-Man for your birthday party and he's asked to bring out like the birthday cake and it's just like a cupcake. It's not his fault.
It's not his fault.
He'll come do backflip still.
The Oompa Loompas were called Wonky Doodles. And the script was called Wonky Doodles at McDuff's Chocolate Factory.
Wonky Doodles.
A script.
I like the idea.
Is the whole script for that online? Because I was looking out, because they kept saying like, we were given these 15-page scripts. And I was like, I want to read that.
Me too.
I did see some excerpts from it.
I want to read about the Wonky Doodles.
Yeah.
I like the idea that Oompa Loompas have cousins.
Little wonky doodles.
Yeah. They're great. I would love if the unknown made an appearance in the
unknown.
It's so
what
good.
Is that? No.
The kid is so good. I guess that does it for the Wonka thing. I wanted to get a little quick primer for that because I did not know anything, and now I want to dive.
I stepped away from it for a while, but I want to dive back in at some point and see if more of those AI scripts came out. Because I mean, look, nothing but disrespect for AI generated content. but I got to know more about the unknown. And maybe that's a uphill battle, clearly, based on the name.
The
But
guy who lives in the walls
an evil
of a chocolate
maker
factory.
who lives in the walls.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I want to see his film. Oh, they are making his film. I saw that. That was actually something I saw.
What?
They are making a movie based on the unknown. Some company is doing that.
No
This
way.
This is like
And when I said I want to see a movie based on that, I'm kind of kidding, you know? Like
this is like that Winnie the Pooh
Yeah.
thing that came out like a year ago where people are like, this is so sick. Blood and honey.
I think it's
'Cause
ironic.
like, he became public domain. Those are always horrible.
But that kind of is what the unknown feels like to me. It's like,
The unknown.
okay, that's going to come out, what, 6-7
They
months
should
from
cast
now?
you as the unknown.
They should.
Would you go see an unknown film?
No.
What about the one that's being currently made, though? Basically,
Anyone who's like jumping on this to be like, ooh, this is our chance. Let's
What-
ride the wave and make it on. It's not going to be a good movie.
what if it has like a 5% of Rotten Tomatoes?
I don't.
Because that would make me want to see it
That's
more.
such a gamble because like most of the movies that are that low are like not even entertainingly.
That's
bad.
true. I believe Epic Movie was that, and I walked out of that.
Ryan, I have a quote that I don't think you've heard, but there's a very good aggravated mother from the experience who said, I paid for Willy Wonka and got Billy Bonkers.
Now imagine that in a Scottish accent. It just whips so hard and goes hard.
Yeah, there's like videos of all the parents like standing outside the fire exit.
I saw that video.
Yeah,
Yeah.
trying to make them explain themselves.
Incredible.
Fair.
Look, they were part of a zeitgeist moment.
I saw people who were like, there was like a petition that was like, reopen the Willy Wonka experience.
Dude, I honestly, like, if I was at that experience, I would feel pretty honored, honestly.
Yeah, it's cool.
At this point, because it's a meme.
Well, imagine like your kid grows up like 20 years from now and you're like, you were at the Willy Wonka thing. I have pictures of us there. You wouldn't be fucking stoked to look at those pictures? Like, imagine right now,
people are
something
gonna remember
like
this
this
20
happened 2
years.
decades ago.
People are not going to be like, remember the
I think people will remember
Willy
it.
Wonka experience?
I think enough people will remember it.
It's hard to know how these
It's-
little online things will stay in
Is
people's
the
remember,
dress black or blue or whatever? The fucking gold and white
yeah,
or blue?
how many people remember that?
Everybody
I remember
remembers
that.
that. Everyone remembers that.
Yeah. We were at BuzzFeed, though. That's part of the difference.
That is true. It was crazy that day.
No, and the thing is, oh man, it was crazy. But like, I'm just thinking that you were part of that so much down the line is kind of a fun thing to reflect on.
like a fun
especially
little
knowing,
scam.
well, just knowing that if you were like a little kid, maybe the kid who's crying at the unknown in that video,
Mm.
20 years from now, she could be at a bar being like, I'm the kid who cried at the unknown in that video. I would be fucking
That's a fun
captivated
fact.
by that. It's very funny.
Yeah.
Because like even though like I like Turtles kid, you always
Was
see
this
like that
was
guy.
this Glasgow thing big? Because I didn't hear anything about it.
Oh, it was
It's out
huge.
there.
It was
I'm
huge.
also not on social media. I deleted all my apps, so
Nice. Good for you.
it's just instant regret
No, this
whenever I
was
turn
all-
on the Instagram or
when you do get on there.
or TikTok. I'm just like, this just wasted all my time. So I deleted it for a while now, but
That's fair. I've done things like that too. I'm kind of not. I'm really on there a lot for sports.
that makes sense.
I do love my little sporties.
You're on Twitter for sports?
Yes.
Yeah,
Have you
you're always
seen his
tweeting about
Twitter?
sports.
That's all I do on Twitter.
Yeah.
Or
You're like,
X or whatever.
I'm on Twitter occasionally for esports, actually.
It's the best place to get sports
That's cool.
updates, and it's like really the only place still where you could talk about
Yeah.
a live sporting event as it's happening. Unfortunately,
You reply to a lot of people on there?
No.
Talking about sports.
no. I just like
He's
the
doing his own
jokes.
hot takes.
I like the jokes too.
You drop your takes and you
Yeah.
drop a hottie. and
Honestly,
then
I don't even really have takes in
You know,
there.
people are like, fuck, or something
All
like
my
that.
you can look at
It's
my
always very
tweets.
cryptic.
It's just
if,
very
if
like-
you're not watching what you're watching.
Yeah.
I remember like on certain Sunday nights, I'd be like, something's going on. in
You
Ryan's
just see
life
me
right now.
tweet, "Let's go!"
There is like a Watcher Explainer Twitter account that will go in and like just clarify for all the fans that you're not talking about shutting down Watcher. You're just pissed off about the Lakers. It's
Yeah.
funny, and I see them
Sometimes
reply.
I get really in my feels after a Chargers loss, which is often. They happen more than wins. It's just the truth.
Shout out to that Watcher Explainer account.
And there
Yeah.
will be tweets like unbelievably disappointing. I got really upset at the Chargers last year, and now they don't hurt me as much anymore.
Hey,
They pushed me
There's
too-
hope. There's hope.
They pushed me too far.
They
I
got
broke.
Jim Harbaugh.
I did the whole thing where I took my jersey off. I was like, I can't do it anymore. And then I came back the next year with my tail between my legs, and I was like, of course I'm still going to root for this team. I'm just not going to like care as much because the losses won't hurt me that bad.
But you know what's cool about the Chargers? And this is not sports
That's
related.
a sentence that's
so
very
that-
rare to start.
No,
that
this
way.
is great. People will understand this. The Chargers aren't good enough to the point where they actually care about Ryan Bergara as a fan.
No, they actually do.
No, that's what I'm saying. They're not big enough though. They're not good enough. If they were like the Warriors,
Yeah.
you'd have like
A billion, gajillion fans.
you'd have all the fans going to the games and everything. But they're not that good, and so they actually care about Ryan because
Yeah.
he's one of the highest social status fans of the Chargers.
Yeah,
Haven't you done stuff with? Didn't
Yeah.
you like
They had me on the field, and I pretty much was like a human white flag.
That's pretty funny.
When you see Ryan Bergara being the other team's mascot,
That's
you know
what
you've had
I'm
the, you know
saying.
you have the victory in within grasp.
Do you go to games often?
No, I mean I have gone a couple times.
Yeah.
This guy's on the sideline.
and they're very
He's literally
nice.
on the sidelines.
And I recognize it's because you know what it is about the Chargers that's so enticing, and I will move on because I know
It's
everyone's
probably because you
very
tweeted them a lot.
No, I mean
No?
I don't tweet nice things. I'm always just like I
Well, no,
tweet
you-
things like Chargers don't ruin my Sunday challenge, and then later retweeting it going guess not. And then the thing is they are good enough to be in the conversation as like, wow, they should be a really good team.
yeah.
And then they come up short in
Yeah.
horrific, truly almost mathematically impossible fashion. They had a graphic.
Statistically impossible.
Yeah, did you see that graphic that was like, if you looked at all the Chargers losses this season or the past 2 seasons, it was like the odds of them happening were like point something %. It
Yeah.
was like crazy.
Yeah.
I'm going to engage in this conversation. I think it's fun to engage in sports talk sometimes. And I have a question, which is, if you can, are you able to, and maybe this is what you were saying, this goes for both of you. Are you able to, if it's a team you follow, sort of divorce yourself from caring about whether or not they win and just brace yourself for the spectacle of how they're going to blow it?
No.
No?
No, and now I can with the Chargers.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking.
With
yeah.
the Chargers, I am always now just like, well, we're going to lose in horrific fashion. Let's see how it plays out. And I'm one of the few Charger fans in my friend group. So when we all always like all like 9 of us watch football every Sunday, and they all look forward to the Charger game. We actually won't watch on the big screen. Like we'll usually have laptops to watch like the Charger game for the first 3 quarters. And then on the big screen, we'll play this thing called Red Zone.
I've heard about Red Zone
Which
recently.
basically just skips between all the games when
They
a
show
team
all
is
the-
close to
Yeah.
the red zone. But when the Charger game gets to the 4th quarter, everyone rubs their hands together and are like, all right, let's put the Charger game on.
It's
watch
almost
the 4th
scripted
quarter.
how bad it is.
And
Wow.
it's kind of insane. It almost feels scripted how they blow it every 4th quarter.
It's pretty funny.
No disrespect to you boys.
I'll tell you what, though.
I don't think you watch this podcast, but if you do, I believe in you next season. I always do. I'll always be
I
there.
wish they would invite you to be on the sidelines tweeting about, and they would just cut to you as you were firing off a tweet and then show the tweet on screen as you
I mean, the
delivered it.
Chargers are so memeified at this point that they do have like one fan that went viral last season for just like the way that she reacted to
Who, by the way,
how.
many believe is a plant.
I don't think she is.
Which is I mean, that started as maybe just a Charger joke. Like, no, there's no one who actually would be a fan of the Chargers. But which is, I get. Honestly, they've given me nothing but pain.
I'll give you hope, Ryan. So I used to be. I mean, I'm a Cavs fan, and Cleveland Cavaliers. LeBron. That's where he started his career. For many years, they just shit the bed all over and over and over again. I got to the point where I lost hope, like you.
Yeah.
And then the one year that they won the championship, I cried alone watching the game, and it was like the most euphoric, joyful experience of my life.
I'm imagining like the end of Call Me By Your Name, just Steven silently crying.
Dude, if the Chargers win, the Super Bowl, I will weep. But
Yeah.
I cry during Charger playoff losses.
Oh, wait, I have another question. The Chargers came here from a different
San Diego.
San Diego?
Yeah.
They used to be in LA, right? And then, or they used to
Very
be-
briefly, very, very briefly. And then
And it went down.
San Diego and then
Came
back.
back.
Does anyone, is it ever like, so let's say a team leaves your city.
Yeah.
Are they fucking dead to you? Or are there people from
No.
San Diego who are like, still love those Chargers?
They're split because like
Interesting.
they will never forgive the franchise for leaving because not a lot of people are fans of the owner.
You know
But-
what? It's different though. I think it depends on the situation.
It depends on the
I
situation.
watched
Seattle-
Moneyball recently, and sports is complicated.
When the Sonics left for Oklahoma City,
People were pissed.
yeah,
Sports is
people
complicated,
were pissed.
folks.
Yeah, it's a brutal reality to be a Charger. It really
It-
tests your loyalty.
Last thing I'll say about sports,
Okay.
I did have to like I went to Ohio State, which we're only known for our sports. Like the only thing you do there is party in sports. And I was so into it that if we lost a football game on Saturday, I would basically be depressed all the way into the next game and until we won.
That's rough.
It's terrible. I don't understand how sports has this kind of grip on my emotions. But I saw somebody recently tweet like, all guys ever want is just for their championship team or their own sports team to win championship. And it's weird how that is in many ways true for me.
There was this one clip that went viral of this couple, and one of them was crying because their team lost, and his partner was like clowning him for crying, and he was just like, "You don't understand. Like, I've been with this team for 20 years. I've been with you for 1. Don't talk to me." Like, and I was like, that like hit home, like just because like I think it's the time, the longer the amount of time that you've spent countless hours watching this team over and over again, the community that comes and when they do nothing but disappoint you, it hurts.
You get attached to the players too, like their stories. You get attached to the franchise.
It's also in a way of escapism and stuff, you know.
Yeah,
well, that's cool.
I was talking about this in an FYA. But it's just a nice way to kind of step out of like your own life. Like the reason why I like watching, I follow like big construction projects and theme parks is because like we are doing so much here at Watcher. We're making so much content and it's so much progress that's needed, but it's all 3 of us are necessary for it to move forward.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a lot of stress to think about that. Like you could be excited about what you're building, but at the same time, you know, there's so much that you have to do personally to move that thing forward. When I look at like a big construction project, it's kind of nice to just check in every week to see this big giant thing. No matter what I do, every time I check in, it is going to have moved forward a little bit. And there's a satisfaction to that. It like helps me like identify how much time is passing. And it's very satisfying to watch something just slowly build over time. I love it so much and I have nothing to do with it and it moves on without me. It's like very therapeutic. Like, I don't know. Sports are similar to that to me. And like, there's this community of people that care about this one thing. Nobody has anything in common other than that. And then,
that's cool.
It's great.
Yeah. Now I'm tired of talking about sports.
All right, we'll move on. Next topic.
Hat.
Oh God.
You got the hat.
We keep this short. We talk about sports a lot, so I'll keep this short. I just have to do a hat update. So
yeah, that's right. You're sleeping.
Hat.
Wait, it's not as vibrant as I thought it was going to be.
No, it's not very vibrant. This came from Ireland.
Were those two statements connected?
No,
it's not very.
They
vibrant.
weren't. No, Ireland seems like a vibrant place.
Okay, just making sure.
I'll say this is so. I'm for those who aren't in the know. A couple weeks ago, I mentioned during all our pajama talking that I bought a night hat. And this is it. It's got a nice elastic here. This is sort of a classic Ebenezer Scrooge thing. Nice green, blue plaid. The little diddly bob ball is made out of wool. It's like this is like, I was expecting, I don't know what I was expecting, but feel that diddly bob.
You get that fuzzy ball in my hand.
It's a lot nicer than I anticipated.
Is this a term you've made up?
I don't know what they call this.
I don't think you would call it a diddly ball.
I think it's palm.
Pom.
Yeah, pom.
That's a quality. That's from an Irish sheep of some kind. And then it just goes on. It's got elastic, so it fits my big head.
The elastic is something I've never seen before.
Yeah, that's
real quick because we have viewers, but we also have only listeners. The diddly bob thing on top, it has like a softness that also has substance.
Yeah,
it's like both.
There's a weight to it.
It's a pom pom.
It's a nice pom pom.
I used to make little guys out of pom poms.
Tell me more.
Huh?
Go
I used
on.
to make little guys out of pom poms.
Is that like when you put little feet on them and little googly eyes?
Yeah, little googly eyes.
I remember those.
I used to make pom pom guys.
Yeah, those were fun.
I don't know why.
Pom poms and pipe cleaners. I could never get enough of them as a child.
And we had like a fair at school where we would make them, and I don't know why. Oh God, why is this memory coming back so vibrantly right now?
Pull the thread. Tug,
well,
tug,
it's
tug.
like there would be different characters that you would make, and everyone was making them. And maybe this was just at my school.
No, keep going.
But if you were to, you remember in book fairs, you had to collect those like cereal box things, the tops.
I don't think we ever did that.
Box tops.
Okay,
Yeah,
that does sound familiar, but
But it's weird how I don't understand box tops because you would make money off them, but they're just little pieces of cardboard. I didn't get that. Anyway.
I think it was just
because you already paid for them.
But as one of the
you're right.
As one of like the prizes, you would get these pom pom guys.
Oh, that's fun.
But there was like a kind of a lore of characters created at this school. And
do you remember any of your characters?
There was one guy that had like a little cape. He had like a silverish pom pom body, and he had googly eyes and like a nice little kind of like Indiana Jones style hat.
Yeah,
and he had a question mark on his chest.
Oh, so working in sort of a Batman plus Indiana Jones plus Riddler?
I'm not really sure what was going on there.
But I don't think he was sure either, but I want to see this guy.
People would trade their pom-poms.
Oh.
Anyway,
so you would make a character that would be sort of coveted.
Yeah, but then there was also
this is really fun.
There were also like characters that were like the starter set that the school would make, and
starter set, yeah.
And I actually like it was like almost like a Pokemon of the time. It was like cool. It was very interesting. Anyways,
Funko Poms.
Yeah. That's what holding that pom pom in my hand. I was like Anton Ego in Ratatouille. I was immediately transported back to the box tops. No box tops for you, huh?
We had like Book It.
The fuck is
Book It? Did anyone have? Maybe it was a mid.
Is that like a whip it you guys were doing?
No, Book It was you would read a certain amount of books in a month. Every book you'd read, you'd get a sticker. And then you would, once you filled out your sheet, you could go to Pizza Hut and get a free pizza.
Could you just fill it out without
I think you could, but I think that your teacher generally kept you honest, and your parents. I'm sure you could just be like, yeah, I read 8 books this week. But this hat, I haven't worn it many nights because we were ghost hunting last week. And it's been a little warmer at night, though it's still dipping into
You should
the
do a
chills
hunt
here
in one of those.
Oh, no, wouldn't that be fun?
That would be fun.
And I have a question.
You should do the Scotland one, didn't it?
Well, I had a question about the Scotland thing because, we have a lot of fun dressing up at various places we go.
Would this be inappropriate?
Well, I had pitched
oh my God,
wearing kilts for it. And Ryan was like, I don't think we can do that. I think it's cultural appropriation. I was like, I feel like they wouldn't be mad at us wearing kilts.
Well, you certainly aren't going to find out the correct answer in the YouTube
Well, maybe if
section.
any Scottish people are out there, let us know.
Don't worry, folks in my YouTube comment section said it was A-okay.
I feel like they'd, be like, hey, look, we got them in some kilts. Good.
I think it's,
hooray.
I don't want to speak
I don't know.
out of pocket here, but as long as you understand like the history of something and
I'll
respect it,
sure. We probably won't do it just because,
Tell them that the alternative is Billy Bonkers and the Ender.
Billy Bonkers and the unknown, yeah.
Yeah. If we ghost hunt as the unknown, I'm down for that.
Yeah. Well, that's an idea. Though at that point it'll be so far gone.
Yeah. By the time people are like, all right, I guess I remember this.
Though I don't, honestly, who gives a shit?
I mean, you all were doing the Vision thing for like.
Yeah, we dressed up as Vision.
We still do. That was pretty funny.
Wait, so Shane, when you put the hat on, it leaned to your right side, and I see you haven't corrected, or not corrected, but you haven't like.
Well, I'm not. I don't know what's going on here. Oh, where the peak falls.
Yeah. Do you have a preferred side?
Well, I'll tell you what, and I'll if you guys want to try this on, you're welcome to. But one of the great joys of this that I always forget about is I'll have it on at night, and maybe I'll go like do the dishes or something, or I'm puttering about the apartment.
Just the pom pom swinging around as you're.
Well, every now and then the pom pom just tickles my ear, and I remember it's there, and I'm like, ooh, it's really fun.
Not really a hat for side sleepers, though.
No, I don't wear it to bed.
Oh, it's just pre-bed activities.
Yeah, we discussed this in the Pajamas episode. Pajamas are sort of a threshold, like it's, I'm going to be going to sleep in an hour or two. It's time to get comfy.
And then you strip your pajamas off as you sleep?
It depends how cold it is, yeah.
Well, that's what Steven does.
Well, you weren't here for Steven's discussion. Steven starts the night fully clothed and then disrobes throughout the night in bed.
Okay, that actually makes, because as you get hotter and hotter, you start to take off pieces of clothing.
Thank you. Where were you when I needed you for that episode?
Why? Is
Lizzie was really giving him the business about that one. I guess I was too.
Was Lizzie sleeping in a parka or something?
Who knows?
I actually believe that.
It's because I go to bed in socks and I take them off after I get hot.
I definitely don't do that. I definitely don't go to bed in socks.
You want your feet, you want that circulation to be free flowing in the feet at night.
No, I just think one of the great joys in life is to feel cold sheets against your skin.
I agree.
And you lose that when you have socks on.
Especially
No,
like...
but you take them off.
No, but by the time that has happened, the sheets have now warmed up because of your body temp. And you're robbing yourself of that initial joy of like
Ryan,
getting my little toesies
never
down
been
there.
so on board with
And I'm
you
just
here.
like, damn, this feels good.
Yeah. And like, it's almost nice when it's cold because you can kind of warm it up. You're like, this is going to feel so good.
I know, it's so good.
You know what it is? I run cold though.
Yeah?
My body runs cold.
Interesting. Okay.
Can I sample?
Touch me.
Touch me.
No,
Somebody touch me.
I think I actually run. Let's see. No, I think I might run a little more. I definitely run colder than Mari because her body is always like liquid hot magma when we're in bed,
Very good.
and it's really tough. That's why I actually don't. Well, in general, I've never really enjoyed an extended cuddle. I don't know how people cuddle and fall asleep. That's
no, it's
crazy
impossible.
to me.
I need to be on my stomach. Like I'm always like on the edge of the bed.
Well, because I start sweating if like a skin to skin contact, even
Yeah,
on
of course.
myself. That's why I can't sleep nude.
Yeah.
I need boxers at least because if my thighs are just clapping while I'm sleeping, you know,
Clapping.
Why are you
I'm not
clapping?
twerking while I'm sleeping, but if my thighs are kissing, rather,
Yeah, smooching thighs.
that's going to be getting wet pretty soon.
Yeah, wet thighs. You
Wet
don't want
thighs.
that. I have a question regarding socks and the evening.
This is Pajamas Part 3.
This is pajamas.
Sure, why not?
part three,
Oh, yeah,
isn't
you brought the
isn't
hat
it?
back.
This is the pajamas.
You have the
strike
hat
back,
on.
or the return of the pajamas.
This is great because I was not part of the Pajamas Part 1.
Do you guys ever, when you're at home, let's say you're getting deep into the evening, you
Yes.
still got your socks on. Maybe it's a hot night. Maybe it's
Okay.
a hot night.
Oh God, I wish. I'm getting tired of this fucking
Hey,
cold.
you know what? Me too. I'm ready for summer.
I'm done.
Is it a particularly cold winter here? in
Holy
LA?
shit, dude! It's cold this LA.
Okay.
Cold and rainy.
I was wondering. I mean, it's not. I'm not. Look, Chicago.
No, okay,
Ohio,
well, before you get in,
it's not that cold,
No.
but it does feel colder than most LAs I've been in here.
this is why I feel like I'm in a bad position because as a lifelong Angelino here, I can't be like, oh man, it's getting real cold because I'll get like someone from Chicago being
Yeah.
like, you don't actually know cold, but then
No,
they'll
no.
be like, but low key, it is
But
kinda
I've always
cold.
said this about LA is like the places in Chicago are much better insulated because they're
yes
dealing with winters.
Yeah.
My first apartment in LA had like no insulation whatsoever and no central heating or AC. So in the nights where it would go down to like in the 40s, which is sure warmer than the negative 10
yeah, but
in
that was
Chicago.
like rare back then.
It was. But I would
normal
wake
now.
up in the morning and it would be freezing in the apartment.
Oh my God, dude. It's so fucking cold in LA right now.
And the floor in the apartment would
But
be...
if I complain about it, everyone's just like, yeah,
No,
fucking
you're
guy.
you're
You
fine
can't-
to complain. Hey, I'm from...
You guys already get the complaint pass because you're allowed to because you've been to cold places. So if you're like, damn, it's cold, that actually makes me feel better as
It's
an
a chilly time in
Angelino
LA.
because I could be like, oh shit, see, it's not just me. It is cold.
it's colder than usual.
But if I start the conversation and I
I
say it's
agree.
cold, I don't have the street cred.
I just- Look, I love nothing more than a hot summer night, you know, when you go out
dude,
there.
it's the best.
Sun's well
No,
past
no,
down
I'll
and you go
disagree
out there,
with
you're
that.
still like...
Well, LA
sweating.
summer nights are great because there's no humidity.
Agreed. A hot Chicago summer night is
A bit much.
disgusting.
Now let me get to my question, which is,
All right.
it's the evening.
It's
You're
really
ready
hard
to relax.
take you seriously with a serious
You want to
tone.
try it on?
I do.
His hat's not that different than yours. It just has
Yeah,
a
it's
ball
not all
on
that
it.
different. We're not so different, you and I.
I mean, there's a kind of a fundamental difference of like, there's like a fucking...
I see you both as the same.
You putting it on top of your other hat?
No, I'm
Oh,
just
okay.
trying to figure out which way this goes.
Elastic and back.
Ryan is putting the hat.
Ryan's
Jane's
putting the hat on his head.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. That's pretty good, right? Now take that pom-pom and switch it over so it's kind of like dangling by... Oh, that looks good on you.
Pretty good.
That's
It's pretty good.
Pull it.
It's-
that's fun.
Even really lean over a bit. Get this down. Yeah, so it
It's-
like tickles your ear.
It's a
more.
little warm.
is it really?
Yeah. Well, you're also dealing with a lot of hair up there right now.
But also
You got a big old-
you preheated it with
That's
your,
true
with, your
with my
head.
big hot noggin.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I'll let you stew in that for just a little bit.
I'm stewing.
It's nice, right?
It's hot. It's nice. I could see this being nice on a cold morning.
And what about that? What about it like just dangling over there a little bit?
That makes me feel like I'm drunk.
Oh, interesting.
Because the only time I have the sensation of this kind of pom-pom dancing along my cheek is when I'm wearing a Santa hat.
Yeah.
And who's wearing a Santa hat unless they're at a Christmas party?
Oh, interesting.
And I'm at a Christmas party. Of course, I'm drunk.
Okay. Big question here. And I'm finally going to get to it. It's evening time. You're ready to relax. You're not going to put on pajamas or whatever. Your shoes are off. Your socks are still on. Okay. In this scenario, your socks are still on. And certainly going full relax mode is like, let's get those socks off.
Yeah.
I'll do that. But sometimes I'll take an hour or two and it'll be socks at half mast. You ever do this?
What?
You ever heard about this?
Wait, so
Okay, so you're
they're
talking
on
about like
the front of your foot
crew
only?
neck socks or like
You take your sock and you essentially pull it down so it's like
Like toe socks only.
Off the heel.
it's like right here.
Nah, dude.
Let me tell you
I
something.
can't follow you on this one.
Let me tell you something. I'm going to do it right now.
Oh my god.
Like that.
That seems so uncomfortable.
It's an incredible feeling. And let me tell you why. Because the elastic all sort of like pools around there. It feels like you got more support than you ever had in your entire life.
Okay, so the reason why I know I don't like this,
And I know this is a popular thing because I've seen other people talk about this.
Never
all
never
my
heard
half
of it.
sockies out there in the comments, chime off. Because it feels good.
Half socks.
Do you do the same thing with your underwear? Do you have half your
No,
balls
I don't
hanging
do
out?
that. Come on now.
I have to say I've never tried that, but I have accidentally several times, and here's why.
I invite you to.
No,
I invite you to try it
I've
tonight.
tried it accidentally, and I don't like
invite
it.
you as
I'm
well,
telling you, I
Steven.
don't like it. The reason why I
try
don't
it.
like it is it's uncomfortable.
No.
And you know why this happens? And if anybody who wears no-show socks will understand what I'm saying. So, you know when you have the true no-show socks that are like, they got the elastic on them,
Uh-huh.
and they're like really made to just kind of sit at the base of your
Yep,
heel?
Yep.
That's
Sometimes
different.
if you walk too much, they will roll
He's
up
right. It's
and
different.
they will be stuck
No.
right here.
This
But
is,
it's
but
because
this is in your shoe, and
tho-
that's awful.
Yeah, and those socks are not, they don't have the support of a normal
already
sock.
showing heel on this show.
Dude, I hate this. Yeah,
No.
it's not a good feeling.
I invite you, nay, command you to try it for one full hour tonight.
You can't command me. I have the wizard cap on.
Steven, will you try it for me?
I unintentionally do it, and I didn't realize it was a thing. But I'll sometimes have it because when I'm taking off my socks at night, I'll do halfway
in
and
the
then
bed.
But like, Ryan, are you the kind of guy who rolls your sleeves up?
a.m.
It's like this. Like, do you roll your sleeves up? It's like that.
Yeah, but that's
I want my hat back.
It's
Sorry.
not like that.
no,
Steven,
it's
you
not.
want that?
Yeah,
It's
I'll
like
try it for
it's
like
like if you
a
it's like
hot
if you
second.
cut off
It's
your
really
sleeves
warm, dude.
and you wore
And
them.
go the other
I'm
way.
going to air it out for Steven.
It's like if you had
It's
long
been on
gloves
two
and
hot
you wore-
heads.
yeah, especially on my hair right now.
Viewers will be excited because Steven asked if he could wear the hat, and you were very weird about it.
Was it weird about
Were
it?
you? I don't remember this at all.
I felt weird about giving it to Ryan too, but you know.
Now it's
C'est la vie.
you gotta watch this thing.
The
Okay,
thing
I
is,
just didn't want it to be hot for you.
I'll appreciate that.
it just doesn't feel complete on my foot. It feels like this actually, the sweatshirt is still serving its purpose here. It's warming my torso.
All right.
It doesn't look weird. Like you can't,
Whoa,
the
wait.
function is still working. I'm
It's
trying to explain
only-
this.
Elastic and back.
Okay, I figured it out. If you take your sock at half mast, it loses its functionality as a membrane for your shoe. You can't put a shoe on when it's at half mast.
Well, you're past the point of shoes at this point.
No, but I'm
It's
saying
the
it's like,
nighttime.
what I'm saying is
You're sitting back, you're watching Johnny Carson.
you've put it in a position
It's
that has broken its fundamental
1975.
purpose. I'm just saying you put it in a position where it's broken its fundamental purpose.
Yes, because it serves no purpose anymore.
But rolling your sleeves up, it still serves the purpose of the sweatshirt. That's why they're not the same.
You
Okay,
know
fair enough.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, I think that was a
whatever.
good point.
I think you're misunderstanding the appeal.
Oh, I'm sure I might be there, but in terms of like saying it's the same thing as this.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
no,
it's
It's
not the
kind of
same
like
thing.
walking around with your pants.
And by
at
this,
your
I mean
ankles.
rolling your sweatshirt sleeves up.
No, Matt,
No,
and
it is,
I
it is.
ask you to, I invite you as well.
No, I like security and safety.
Yeah, I do too. It feels icky. It's kind of like like I'm a
It
big.
feels icky.
Well, Mari said this to me the other day. She was like, you get grossed out and
You do. You
by so many things.
and offended at a lot of things.
Not offended, grossed out. Grossed out for sure.
Not
like,
offended.
this
I agree.
guy.
I'm offended by more things,
Like,
but not gross out as
like
much.
my hands getting dirty or like,
Oh, yeah,
like,
far more grossed out. Yeah, you're right.
yeah, like it's just like when when your legs are sweating on like a vinyl beanbag chair.
Disgusting.
Like it really
That to me is disgusting.
is like
because
viscerally upsetting to
that's
me.
going against your comfort. My hands getting sticky. You wash them. It's fine.
Do you ever
I
go
don't-
out to take out the trash and you see maybe your favorite pair of tennis shoes by the door you stick your feet in, but then you don't get them all the way in. So like the backs of the shoe are kind of like
crumples down.
like this. Like if you're watching this,
You can't walk that way.
like this.
Are you walking that way?
I have to go down and make sure it
I
gets
think
on.
most people do.
Some people don't give a shit.
I mean, it
some
depends
people
how
are-
far you're going. You know, if I'm
just out the door.
yeah, because like a lot of
Well,
shoes are just gonna fall off.
Get Crocs,
on you.
baby.
Well, that's why I always have a pair of slippies at both doors.
Let's pause, Stephen. How's the hat?
Can I
feel?
get my review?
Yeah.
10 out of 10. You know what's amazing about that? I thought it would tickle more, but
No,
it's
it
not a
doesn't.
ticklish feeling. It's like a nice.
It's like a kiss from a cloud.
Exactly. And it also, I can just do this.
Yeah.
Play with it all day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might get one.
It's like a cat. It looks like one of those.
I've worried that Obi's gonna like start pawing.
He
at
probably
us.
will.
Like a money
hasn't.
You
cat.
probably
right
will.
Yeah.
My grandma
you.
used to love those.
Yeah, of course. Wow.
What a joy.
Anyway, that's hat.
That's a Chinese thing, though, right? The money cat.
What? I don't know.
My grandma loved them, but she was a Japanese lady. I always wondered about that. Oh, yeah.
It's Japanese.
It is Japanese. Oh, I'm sorry, Grandma.
Ding, ding, ding. Okay, my topic.
What the fuck?
That's the sound effect that you picked for the topics back then. I was like, "Blah, blah."
Wait, not a chicken.
That's what kind of what it sounds
It
like.
is what it is.
It should be a chicken.
That's
We're not
It should be a
we're not-
beaver.
We're not changing it.
A beaver flapping its tail.
That's right.
Okay,
Let's
never
get
mind.
that.
Yes,
Oh,
we'll
God.
change.
Okay,
Good.
so talk to us, baby.
Well, this is exciting for me. I've talked about this before in disparate pieces of content for many years now, among my friends, family, and stuff. But I have always wanted to start a Malaysian coffee shop,
That's
and
cool.
it's because I got into the business of YouTube because I wanted to share more about my culture, my upbringing, and also just talk about identity as a whole. And finally, I feel like this is me putting my foot down and just putting it out in the universe for real. I'm planning on opening a Malaysian coffee shop. I'm going to do it.
What's the date? You gonna lock yourself into that?
Oh, should I lock myself into a date? That is scary.
Shane's gonna open up a competing coffee shop. That's
Like Mocha Joe.
He's trying to scoop it.
Or remember when we locked in
Latte
the
Warrior.
Watcher? We locked in the Watcher date, and it was like September 2019.
Yeah.
And then we pushed that like 4 months or 5 months.
You're right. We did.
Yes, we did.
I forgot about that.
So you know what? I'm locking in a date, and it's probably going to
Did you
change.
tell people about that?
I don't know if
That's
we've
fine.
ever really talked about
No?
that. When we initially launched Watcher, the plan was to start in like September
Yeah.
of that year. And I just remember that meeting we had where we were like, it's got to be January. And all of us were like, yes, thank
Yeah.
God.
The good thing about it was when it comes to dates when your company's not announced yet, is no one knows the
Nobody
date.
knows.
That's a valid
But
point.
Stevens-
that's what I meant. Is nobody? You
But
didn't
now I'm
want
putting it in the
But
universe.
Steven's now shooting himself in the foot. but-
Well, let's put a goal. How
there
about
you
a
go.
goal
That's a
date?
better way to stretch goal.
2032.
1 year from today.
1 year from today?
So
1 year
March
from today.
19th,
I don't know.
2025. I'm going to be sipping Malaysian coffee.
What would count? What will count? Because can you do like a pop up and
Maybe
then
a
that
pop
count?
up. Maybe something. Maybe we'll have.
You have a year lease. 1 year. From
Maybe we'll have a
today.
lease by then. But I'm also saying it here because I want to take people on this journey with me. And so I don't know. As this unfolds, I'll give updates to you guys and to the fans out there. But I just feel like. Well, let me play a game real quick with you guys.
Ooh, this will be fun.
I want to play a game.
It's not going to be a fun game, probably. But can you name one Malaysian dish?
Stephen Lim.
Oh,
you
tasty.
Beautiful guy.
But wrong. That's the thing. Most people cannot even name a single Malaysian dish.
A Malaysian dish. I feel like no. I thought I thought I had one because there were some that I had in Singapore and I forgot what they were called now.
I mean, chicken rice. You could say chicken rice is a Malaysian dish.
I mean, I ate nothing pretty much but that food when I was in Singapore.
But could you name a Japanese dish?
Of course.
Yeah, and Chinese dish, of course. And Korean dish, of course. But for some reason, Malaysian food has just not found itself in the cultural zeitgeist of the
true.
world.
That's
true.
fair.
And I think that Malaysian food is the best food in the world. And I've always wanted to find a way to share that joy with other people. And so I thought, you know what? Why don't I try to do
That's
it by
wonderful.
opening a
Who are other
cafe?
Malaysian people of note?
Michelle Yeoh.
Wow. You should partner up with her.
Hey, Michelle Yeoh, if you're looking to invest in a Malaysian cafe here in LA, would love to have you be a part of this.
She was very funny on the Oscars because they were like, "How are you doing tonight?" She's like, "I mean, I'm chilling this year."
Pretty funny.
Yeah. Ronnie Chang.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
James Wan.
James Wan. I love that guy.
James Wan. Henry Golding.
He's
Okay.
Malaysian too?
Half.
What the fuck? All these people are Malaysian.
Uncle Roger.
You just named like 75% of Asian celebrities. right there.
Myself. There's a few out there. But yeah, I think it'd be cool to have one. And they're actually, shout out to Ipoh Kopitiam. They're a Malaysian restaurant out in the 626. They're one of the few that I've seen be able to survive this long, because most of them open up and will shut down within a year because just people aren't seeking out Malaysian restaurants. But I'm thinking coffee can be one of the best ways to introduce Malaysian culture into America.
Would you have some street food along with it, like small dishes?
I'm thinking of doing like a chicken rice or a kaya toast.
I think that'd be smart.
Small dishes. What about little snackies beyond small, like little pastries of any
little
kind?
pastries, yeah. I'll do some pastries. And then coffee. I think coffee's
Coffee's a great
universal.
way to inject or like learn about any culture, you know?
For
Everybody's
sure.
got very distinct coffee traditions and styles.
Yeah. So I'm in that exciting stage right now where I'm like, I want to do it. I've been wanting to do it for like 10 years now.
Oh,
But
along those lines, is there something unique about like Malaysian, the way they do coffee?
there is, Malaysian, there's a dish, there's a Malaysian tea drink.
Mm-hmm.
And what they do, it's actually, there's some cultures that do this, but they'll aerate their tea.
Ooh.
How does that work?
And if you watch Dish Granted with Ronnie Chang, you'll see me do this, but I take a tin of tea and I pour it into another tin. But as I'm pouring it, I'm lifting up the tea.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm pulling the tea, and as I'm pulling it, it's aerating.
Ooh, like a hand-pulled noodle.
So it's kind of like a softer texture when you're drinking the tea.
Oh.
It's cool.
That sounds nice.
Yeah.
Did Ronnie like your Malaysian dish?
Yeah. Did he like it?
I'm not being facetious.
He
There. I'm actually
liked
curious.
the
I can't remember.
tea cocktail that I made him.
Huh.
Genuinely.
Yeah.
And he did not like the food that I made him.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, I do remember that.
Yeah. So I mean, I'd love to get Ronnie involved too. And that guy is BS proof.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know. It's one of those things where you just want to put it in the world, right? Like, I just want to just say it, and then I'll do it.
Is it stronger? Like, I know, isn't Vietnamese coffee very strong? I wouldn't know because I can't drink
There
coffee.
is a lot of condensed milk in certain Malaysian coffees. You do?
I do like
Oh.
condensed milk too, especially in like a snow cone.
And for you guys, free drinks whenever you come. You too,
Oh.
Matt.
Well, I hope it
Whenever you
becomes a
come.
reality.
Will you make decaf though?
Yeah, I'll do decaf for you.
Could-
Nice.
We'll call it the
I was
Bergara.
gonna say, call it the Burgoose.
That's right.
Ooh.
The Burgoose brew.
Yeah.
I like that.
Berbrews? No.
Brugara.
Bergara.
Bergara.
There it is.
Yeah.
We got there.
Madej latte. Yeah, don't name a drink after me, a white man.
That's okay. What is it? You have the Bugaras and the Shaniacs?
Yeah.
We'll do something. I'm sure there'll be some watcher synergies and, whatever. I don't know. That was it. That was my
I'm
only
excited.
topic today.
You could call it Shane Rain.
Shane Rain?
Rain?
Be good. I think that'd be good.
Sounds like I'm peeing into a cup.
You want to hear this Shane Rain? I'm good. Why is it so warm?
I think I would normally cut that out, but I'm leaving that one.
Thank you.
You deserve that one to be out there.
Have you ever wanted to start a restaurant or cafe or like a food business? Or?
Seems stressful.
Yeah.
Sarah, this is mostly Sarah's idea, and I'm not going to reveal it all, but we have an idea for a immersive theatrical bar and restaurant chain.
Jane, wow. Very, very.
I'm here in
thinking
Rainforest
very
Cafe?
highly of the idea.
That we have been stewing on for 5+ years now, and we talk about it regularly. Some of our friends are aware of it. I'll talk about it off pod. I don't want
fun.
people to steal the idea.
That's fun.
Interesting.
I don't know if we'll ever-
I'm curious.
Yeah.
That's also one thing too. When we started Watcher, we couldn't talk about it. And it was so stressful.
That's a good pitch strategy, what you just did there, Shane. You should walk into a pitch meeting and say that, like,
I can't talk about it. I have something to pitch you. I can't talk about it.
I'll
See you
tell you
later.
guys. I'll tell you guys outside the pitch on a need-to-know basis. I would be like, wait, I do want to hear the idea now, though. I'll invest sight unseen.
We were literally talking about it this weekend because we were out someplace. It's really good. I genuinely think it's quite an undertaking, but I think it would be good.
First location in LA.
Oh, it would have to be, I think.
You
It's a
soft
very-
launched in Glasgow.
Yeah, soft launch in Glasgow. We promise an incredible. You show up, it's just a cheese sandwich.
Yeah, that'd be great. I guess that does it for this
Yeah, it
episode
really
of
does.
Pod Watcher.
Thanks for listening. And as we said up top, if you haven't yet, give it a subscribe, give it a like, give it a 5-star rating, give it a review. It really goes a long way.
It does.
And we'd love to have you back. So you subscribe, you'll see our episodes pop
I'm
up.
excited to hear about this idea. I want to end the show now so I could hear it.
Okay. Hey, we'll see you next week, everybody. Thanks for listening.